everyone, welcome back to Vegan Outreach. I'm Kim from Brownble.com, and today we're talking all about vegan travel because the summer is approaching and you might be making all those travel plans, and I want to give you some amazing tips, guide you to some resources so travel becomes easy peasy. Traveling as a vegan and being away from your kitchen when you first go vegan can feel a little bit overwhelming and scary, but in my experience, it really doesn't have to be the case at all. And the many vegan travel bloggers that are doing it and that are out there teaching you all of the little tricks and doing all of the homework for you basically are proof of this. And I'm going to introduce you to some of my favorites towards the end of the video, but first we're going to start with some tips. So we're going to divide this video into two basic parts. In the first part, I'm going to be giving you tips for the actual journey itself. So that car ride if you're taking a little road trip, or the bus trip or train ride, or the airports, or yes, airplane food. So that's what we're gonna do now. And in the second part, we're gonna discuss the actual destination itself and how to find delicious vegan eats wherever it is you're going to travel. Now, when it comes to the trip itself, my first tip is to always come prepared. Always have some food with you. It really helps when you're stuck in traffic or a flight is delayed. It really helps to have something with you. So my number one choice is to make some delicious sandwiches, which you can even pass through airport security. You can bring some chips, you can bring some cookies or energy bars for dessert, and even some fruit. It's really easy. Now, if it's not a possibility for you to make a sandwich or something like that, simple snacks can really do the trick, and I'm going to give you a little list to help you out. These things don't even need to be refrigerated, so it's great to purchase and go if you're kind of in between parts of your journey. I love carrying things like energy bars, chips or kale chips, nuts, seeds, and or some trail mix. I love taking some granola. You can take some vegan jerky. Dried crunchy peas are a favorite, and either homemade or store-bought roasted chickpeas if you want a little extra protein. And even things like vegan instant noodles or ramen can save you in a pinch. And all you need to do is add some hot water, which you can even get on an airplane. And the same thing goes for packets of oatmeal. Tip number 2 is to think portable, easy to eat, and environmentally friendly. So I want you to think of all these things when you decide what goodies you're going to bring, right? So take things that are easy to eat wherever it is that you're going to be, and think of all the things you're going to need to enjoy your meal. So do you need to take extra condiments? Think of where you're going to pack your food. Try to use reusable cutlery sets if you need a fork and knife, or try to use reusable containers that you can wash out so that we don't add more trash to an already trash-filled planet, right? So this is really important, it's really helpful, and also, of course, think of anything you'll need. This includes pre-washing fruits or vegetables if you're taking them along. Tip number 3 is for all my road trip lovers. I am a huge road trip goer, so here I want you to pack a cooler or a big sturdy box where you're gonna keep all of the goodies and snacks that you're gonna enjoy during your trip. Now, calculate the amount of days in which you're gonna be taking things out of this goodie bag until you reach a point in your journey in which you can restock. If you're traveling with friends and family, make sure to make a shopping list and go shopping together, and make sure you have plenty of vegan options for yourself, even if you're the only vegan going on that trip. And chances are, even though I'm talking about taking a lot of options with you, chances are a lot of those foods are gonna come back with you again, because you're gonna find plenty of vegan options anywhere you go, right? But it's always good to come prepared. And sometimes we're stuck in a place that doesn't have a lot of options, but they have some options, and it's a great tip to kind of round out a meal with some of the things you bring and some of the things that they sell in these places. That way you can ensure you have a nutritious meal and you have a filling meal no matter where it is that you go. And of course, it also includes, adding some of those sweet treats for those sweet post-dinner or lunch cravings. You always have a little something in your bag. Tip number 4 has to do with navigating the airport. So when you're at an airport where you know you're gonna leave from a particular airport, I want you to do a little bit of research online. The websites of these airports will have all of the different restaurants and options available, and you can take a peek and check to see if you're gonna have options there, and if not, you can bring some of your items. But many places have different options, different vegan options, even if they're not sold as vegan. I want you to look for international cuisines. These usually have plenty of vegan options in the menu already, so things like Japanese restaurants or Chinese restaurants, Middle Eastern, Italian, Mexican, and when it comes to fast food places, which normally we can find at airports, things like Chipotle or Taco Bell always have vegan options available. You can also look for smoothie and juice bars, which are so typical nowadays, and they always have vegan options available. You can also look for coffee shops that sell non-dairy milks with their coffees so that you can have your little coffee fix or your tea fix. And many of these places also offer vegan snacks. Now, when it comes to any restaurant you find at airports, always ask for what you want. If you don't see it, many places are really accommodating to vegans. If you ask in a friendly way, they will be friendly back. So for example, if you're at a Japanese restaurant and you don't see anything that immediately jumps out at you as vegan, you can ask for them to make avocado rolls or cucumber rolls or any roll without the fish, for example, right? So that's the idea. Get creative and see what items you can order without the non-vegan ingredient. Many places will accommodate you. So study those menus. See if a salad can be easily made vegan by just removing the chicken or the cheese. It's so simple in many cases, and that's all you have to do. You have to ask, and if they can't do it, well, you just try it in the next place, right? And also check the side section of a menu if you don't see anything that can be easily veganized. Many times sides or several sides are vegan and you can assemble a plate like this. I can't tell you, recently I went on a little trip to Panama City and I had the most delicious meal of my entire trip by just going to a traditional Panamanian restaurant and ordering from the side menu. Everybody in my table was jealous because it was the most scrumptious spread. Now, many airports nowadays sell snacks that are vegan by default, that are portable, that you can take with you. It can be as simple as a piece of fruit or a fruit salad, a bagel, and sometimes you'll even find vegan entrees in these little boxes that you can take along with you. Tip number 5 has to do with what you do when you're on the plane. So when you're booking a flight and it's an international flight or a long flight in which a meal is included, make sure to book a vegan meal with your ticket. So a vegan meal is sometimes not called a vegan meal, sometimes it's called vegetarian non-dairy. It can have different names, but you'll clearly see it when you book your ticket. So don't forget to do that. And also don't forget to call to confirm 24 hours before your flight. This really helps to ensure that your meal is kind of booked and ready to go. And if you forgot to do that, just make sure to kind of confirm that at the counter when you're checking in at the airport. The last time I traveled, I had vegan meal stamped on my ticket and my boarding pass, and I was so excited. In spite of having said this, I want you to always be prepared and bring food with you, because there have been times in which I have booked my vegan meal on the flight and they've lost it or they've lost the booking and it just never arrived. So it's always good to have some sandwiches, some snacks with you, especially if you're going on a long flight. If your food comes, that's great, and you can keep the things you brought for the next day. Now let's talk about vegan travel when it comes to arriving at your destination. So my tip number 1 for this is to visit happycow.net. We have an amazing app and website that's going to tell us, no matter where we are, all of the vegan options that are around us. And this includes veg-friendly restaurants, vegetarian restaurants, fully vegan restaurants, and stores where we can buy supplies. So this is really helpful. Go check it out and keep it on your phone if you're traveling with a smartphone. It's really helpful. Tip number 2 is to do a little research as to the naturally vegan-friendly food that is available in the cuisine of the place you're visiting. So you'd be surprised as to how many dishes in different world cuisines are naturally vegan by default or can be made vegan with a few substitutions. Now, a great blog that kind of specializes in this and that has kind of done all of the homework for us is the nomadicvegan.com. So you can go check that out if you want a little more information on that topic, but do a little research ahead of time and you'll be able to kind of enjoy some of the local flair and the traditions in their vegan form. Tip number 3 has to do with hotels and bed and breakfast. So if you're traveling and you're gonna stay in a hotel or a bed and breakfast, make sure to contact them ahead of time. Ask them if they have vegan options for breakfast. Tell them you've booked a holiday, you're on your way there, and many times they're super accommodating to vegans, or even they'll just do the small thing of keeping some non-dairy milks in the hotel during your stay. So people can be really accommodating if you ask and you tell them that you're a customer. Another little thing you can do is ask them to empty out the mini bar, and there you have a little mini fridge to store any of the foods you've brought with you or anything you might want to buy throughout your trip. And of course, anything that can go bad if it's unrefrigerated, you can store here, including some plant-based milk for your coffee or any other goodies you might like to include and keep in the fridge. Tip number 4 is to check out the Vegan Passport app by the Vegan Society. This is an app that's going to help you say that you're vegan or understand ingredients in over 79 languages. It's really helpful, and if all else fails, it also includes some great visual aids that you can just show your servers in the places you're going to, and you'll be able to communicate even if you don't speak the language. Tip number 5, if you're traveling for a very lengthy period of time, is to perhaps, instead of staying at a hotel, booking an apartment for a few weeks, or for example, staying in an Airbnb, somewhere that has a kitchen, so that you can visit the local supermarket and stock up on some staples that you would have at home. And by the way, this goes for any of the other tips that I have given you. The local supermarkets are there, and they're filled with fresh produce, fruit, and lots of other staples if you need to kind of assemble a meal in a pinch. Tip number 6 is to consult the experts. There are so many vegan travel bloggers out there that have done all of the research and have done all of the homework for you, right? And you'll be able to see pictures and find out about restaurants that maybe you haven't heard of in the area that you're visiting. So I always recommend checking some of these out because they are the experts on this topic. I'm gonna give you a little list of the ones that I was able to find and some of my favorites. One is thenomadicvegan.com, like I mentioned before. Another great one is alternativetravelers.com. It's all about sustainable travel and great vegan travel tips and traveling and living on a budget. You can also check out theveganword.com. It's filled with tips and countless cities and what you can eat in each of them. You can also check out Will Travel for Vegan Food, and this is by a woman who spent 2 years living on a van, driving across the US, finding vegan food for us. So it's full of tips and videos. You can also check out Indefinite Adventure. This is by 2 vegan nomads who are exploring the globe, teaching you how to do it too. And Vegan Nom Noms is another for all things travel and recipes and so much more. You can also check out the Blissed Out Retreats blog, and this is filled with tips for travelers. And if you're more into watching videos, you can also check out Tofu Magazine's travel videos on YouTube, and somebody you know really well and one of our favorites, World of Vegan's travel playlist on YouTube. My last tip is something that I always like to close our videos off with, and it's the fact that nobody is perfect, right? You might travel and you might get a piece of chicken in your falafel sandwich by mistake. You might get butter or cheese on something that you're sure you ordered without. It has happened to all of us. So just learn from it, dust yourself off, and keep on going. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you have happy travels, and I'll see you next time here at Vegan Outreach.